Imagine walking through a beautiful forest, but there are no birds, no bugs, no tracks in the dirt, just trees and silence. The sky is clear. The air is still. And somehow, it feels wrong. This isn't a dream, it's a glimpse of where we're heading. We're not just losing species, we're losing wildness itself. Across the planet, animal populations are crashing. In just the past 50 years, we've wiped out over 2/3 of wild vertebrate life. Some forests still look green, but they're empty. Some oceans still sparkle, but they're silent. And the scariest part? It's happening so slowly. Most of us barely notice. One less frog here. A few fewer birds there. Until the wild disappears, without a sound. So what's really driving this quiet collapse? And is there still time to turn it around? Let's find out. Where did they go? The wild isn't vanishing by accident. It's vanishing because of us. Habitat destruction is the biggest reason. Forests are cleared for farmland. Wetlands are drained for cities. Rivers are dammed and coastlines are built over. When animals lose their homes, they don't just move. Many of them die. Then comes poaching and overhunting, not just for trophies, but for meat, fur, and illegal trade. Next is climate change. Rising temperatures are melting Arctic ice, shifting seasons, and changing where animals can live and what they can eat. Add in pollution, especially plastic in oceans and chemicals in soil, and you've got a perfect storm. But the most dangerous force of all? Human indifference. The slow loss of wild animals often doesn't make the news. It's not loud or dramatic until it's over, and by the time we notice what's missing, it may already be too late to bring it back. So why should we care? That's next. Why it matters. Wild animals don't just make the world beautiful, they make it work. Wolves shape forests by keeping deer in check. Elephants create waterholes other animals rely on. Bees and birds pollinate the plants we eat. When even one species disappears, it can ripple through an entire ecosystem. But this isn't just about nature, it's about us. The air we breathe, the food we grow, the climate we depend on, all of it is connected to wildlife. Lose the wild, and we lose the balance. And then there's something harder to measure. The feeling of wonder, a child seeing a whale breach, hearing frogs sing after the rain, watching birds migrate across the sky. That connection to the untamed, it grounds us. It reminds us we're not alone here. If we lose that, if the wild disappears from Earth, something disappears from us, too. So what does the future look like without wild animals? Let's talk about that next. Synthetic nature versus real nature. As wild animals disappear, we're not left with nothing. We're left with copies, zoos, gene banks, documentaries, even robotic pets. They preserve the image of nature, but not the experience of it. Some scientists are storing animal DNA in case we need to bring them back later. Others are designing artificial habitats in cities. In theory, we might even recreate extinct species one day using de-extinction science. But none of this is the same as keeping real, living animals wild and free. There's a difference between seeing a tiger behind glass and knowing tigers still roam somewhere on Earth. One feels like protection, the other feels like a tomb. If we end up in a future where the only wild animals are digital or lab-grown, we'll have to ask ourselves, is that enough? Because once we trade the real for the replica, we may never get the real back. What happens next? The future of wild animals isn't written yet. But we're writing it now. Every decision we make, what we protect, what we destroy, what we choose to ignore, shapes the world our children will inherit. A world where wild animals still live beside us, or only inside our memories. It's not too late. Species can recover. Habitats can be restored. But we have to care before it's convenient, before it's popular, before it's too quiet to notice. If you want to understand how we got here, check out our last episode on functional de-extinction and how ancient genes are being used to protect the future. Subscribe to the De-Extinction Lab for more. Because nature doesn't need us to save it. But we do.